We're going to talk about something that is going through a transition right now. And we had, I think, one or two Clark Stinks about the housing market. I'm going to talk about the current state of what you're going to find as a buyer or a seller in the housing market now. So the housing market has gone into a bit of a slumber. And this is so important for sellers to know and buyers to be aware of. Lots of things to tell you. And first of all, we have the affordability issue. But consumer confidence has fallen off a cliff in the United States. I talked about tariffs. Surprisingly enough, across the political spectrum, it's led to lower consumer confidence with the layoffs happening in the federal government. You know, change is disruptive people's minds, and corporate America doesn't know how to plan. Should they build a new facility? Should they make a new factory come to life? I mean, things like that, with so many things changing at once. And so the home market, which is the largest purchase people make, is now feeling the effects. In Texas and Florida, the number of new constructed homes, new home builders have built that are unsold has skyrocketed in two of the most important housing markets in the United States. Homes overall, the inventory available for sale across the country is now back to pre-COVID levels. You got to go back to 19 to find an equivalent number of unsold homes available in the United States, new and used. And then certain states have a big rise in inventory showing right now. Two in particular, Nevada and Colorado, have had big jumps in inventories, but they're not alone. Arizona, see where else. Florida, Georgia, those states have seen big rises in inventory available for sale. The exception to this generally is in the Northeast and New England, where it's so difficult to build a new home. The inventory numbers have not really gone up like they have elsewhere in the country. But we are at a time where the power in the marketplace in city after city, state after state, has flipped, where we went through years of it being a strong seller's market. And then we went a little bit more than a year ago in many markets to neutral territory. Now we've gone in most places in the United States, with just few exceptions, we are now a buyer's market. And because of all the economic turmoil, mortgage rates have also come down. So all these factors have shifted in the housing market. Does it mean that you're going to go out and houses suddenly, wow, they're a bargain again? No. But the back has been broken of the momentum that kept the market as a seller's market. Don't know for how long. But as I predicted for a good while, and I mentioned earlier in this podcast, the way housing markets work is that if values escalate by a great deal in a short period of time, that will be followed by what's known as reversion to mean, where housing prices come back to where more people can afford them, because eventually you outrun people's ability to afford a home. And that's where we got to. One other note I should make, there are a number of markets in the United States for apartment renters that the market is very favorable to renters. One that was one of the worst markets in the country for apartment renters, Austin, Texas, has completely flipped, and landlords are desperate for tenants, offering all kinds of crazy move-in specials because the apartments are sitting there unloved, sitting empty. And Austin is an extreme case, but this has been true in a lot of places where there's been enormous apartment construction, that the market has moved more your way. So good news for buyers best news in a while, and potentially great news for renters if you go shop the market. Who's it not great news for? Sellers right now. You've got to be more accommodating. The things that before you didn't even worry about fixing in your home, you got to dress your home up for sale, repair things before you put it for sale. You need to stand out in the marketplace so that somebody wants to buy your home. I noticed over the last many months, homes lingering on the market near me that used to flip really quickly. That for sale sign would go up, or there would just be a sold sign, a for sale sign never going up. Not now. The for sale signs sit there, price reduced, price adjusted. What other term do they use for that? Anyway, the price cuts and offering different features, offering special financing, who knows what to get homes sold. So the market in so many places, your friend now, if you do decide to step out there to look at a place to buy.